Hi, my name is Kay and I work for Trader Joe's. I joined the crew in 2018 and then joined the mate team in 2022. The California-based company opened their Central Oklahoma location in 2016, and since then, so much of my life has been wrapped up in this company. Work hard and have fun is what we do every day. It gives me great satisfaction to be an integral part of my national neighborhood grocery store. Most days, I love it there. Most days. Processing shipment in the rain with an uncovered dock is stressful, but I digress. One fun and unique thing I like about the job is all the travel that's involved. Uncle Joe takes me to some interesting places. For example, every year, each region hosts dinner parties for their folks. This year, our manager prom was in Houston. Join me and Billus, my +1, for a Texas-sized 2-day whirlwind adventure. This year, locally, we had some bad weather leading up to party time. With all that behind me, I slept like a baby kitten, only to awaken before the sun and take off for Texas. We made it above the clouds and the world was looking A-OK, especially to Billus. He got to sit in an emergency row seat, and boy, look at that legroom. Once off the plane, we picked up public transit where I unlocked a new goal: to have all the confidence of a Houston City bus driver. I have never seen such bold behavior.
B for Billy!
Hey.
Now safely deposited in the city's skyline landscape, our travel through the concrete jungle brought us right to the historic Magnolia Hotel, built in 1926. Formerly hailing as the home of the Houston Post newspaper, the hotel was renovated in 2003 and reopened as the Magnolia Hotel. The building remains on the historical registry. While the structure used to hold the record for the tallest building in the Houston city skyline, a century later, look at how much she's grown.
Hi from Houston!
Hello. Hello.
Hello! Hello, Houston!
While still in our street clothes, we hit up the boba shop about a block over for a sweet treat before dinner. He got a mini carrot cake, and I excitedly selected the blueberry-filled and frosted croissant. Yummers! Quick change, back to the pool. We'll leave out the part where Chad's wife and daughter and I tried to humanely save ourselves from an aggressive, sizable bug. It continued to harass and assault me even after they left. No matter. It was time for Billus to brush up on his Tony Hawk skills while I made my transformation to party mode.
I'm dressed up to go to the disco hall. I'm dressed up like a disco ball. Who's a beautiful, shapely woman?
Everything just seemed to work out great. We were right ready to go and right on time. We were looking fancy and feeling quite fine. Somehow, I missed pictures of the vertical salad. In fact, it was all kind of a blur, but dinner was delicious and the gang all looked great. It was excellent to meet some new people in our new district, make some new friends, and have an amazing night. After changing out of my party clothes, I went back up to the roof to see if the bat signal was on, in case anybody needed my help. Since they didn't, I stretched, played some more Switch games, and eventually we got some fresh milk and cookies thanks to the staff of the Magnolia Hotel.
Yes, what time is cookie time?
And also, a big thanks to Billy's persistence.
How do you hang up on a guest? Now I'm getting pissed off. Yes, what time are you serving the milk and cookies?
Before heading to the airport, we decided to prioritize a stop at Meow Wolf. Meow Wolf is an interactive, submersive, multidisciplinary art installation that tells a story. Each city that hosts a Meow Wolf warehouse has a one-of-a-kind, self-paced experience that is theme park level amazing. And you betcha, there's an app for that, in case you need help keeping track of your findings or even some hints along the way as you discover. To date, there are currently over 2,800 artists and craftspersons involved in bringing the 5 exhibits to life. Houston is home to the tale of Radio Tave, where a mysterious signal is discovered by operators at a radio station. Soon, a portal is opened and guests are invited to explore the surroundings and solve the mystery. After a brief orientation, we entered the portal. Once inside, the line separating whimsy, fantasy, and imagination completely collided with reality. On the surface, all seems like normal life as we know it, but just behind each door waited another wildly different experience. Our guy Billus felt right at home, being a proud graduate of radio school with a history in performance production and broadcasting. And of course, I, the eccentric artist myself, felt like I was in a personal paradise that I had to share with other patrons wanting to purchase time in said paradise as well.
It's so strange sounding. I wonder what I sound like to it. Notice how it changes when I twist the knob? Whoa. Oh, all of it's getting weird. Okay, but over here though. Oh.
Is it a hallway?
It's just a fun little room.
Das Jeopardy.
Yes, we were surrounded by some familiar environmental objects, yet we were simultaneously being presented with discovery and peculiar findings at nearly every turn. Unrecognizable creatures and unfamiliar interactive devices made us feel like we weren't in Houston anymore, or even in our own dimension.
Makes it really easy.
Spiral staircase. I'm going. Whoa. Yes, let's do it.
Oh.
Wow. This is fun and beautiful. Oh.
We could really see ourselves getting lost in this submersive world. Are we Tavers now? Did we just Tave? As the sprawling exploration continued, we found clues and hints as to what happened with our fictional interdimensional travelers. The app was helpful in moments that I wanted to try to pick up the storyline, but all too easily, I'd see or hear something different that looked interesting, and I'd quickly abandon my quest in the name of exploration instead. I won't be solving any mysteries, but I will find out what that lever does, and what that button does, and where that door goes, and what sound this thing makes. And I'm going to take some great pictures in the process. There certainly were times that the exhibit would seem so out of context and confusing to walk upon. But the app was really helpful in providing context. For example, when we approached this space, a message popped up on my screen. Number 1 rule of Taving, always close your portals. Based on what we're seeing, I think that's rather self-explanatory. All of that discovering uses up some serious energy. Brilliantly, the snack bar is worked into the middle of the winding warehouse. Welcome to cowboy heaven. While plenty stimulating and intriguing on its own, we savored our mind and body break with nachos, red punch, and the signature menu item, hot slop. And I got to sit next to this little hottie. We got just enough of a recharge to take on the rest of the experiences. The ones we could find anyway. It's so submersive and interesting, it's hard to tell what's really real and what's made up. I love all of the fictitious branding and marketing. Too bad there wasn't a MIPS backyard mustard mascot puppet in the gift shop. I know, I looked. Everything was just so overwhelmingly awesome. Big, beautiful pieces, intricate small figurines, out-of-context objects, strange sounds, glowing, flashing lights, the beeps, the boops, bizarre, gross, weird, wonderful, mystical, intriguing, foreign, familiar. I could use the entire thesaurus to describe the place and still be at a loss for words.
Going on an adventure.
You can get a 12-ounce can of gender fluid.
All afternoon, we were excited like children. What does this do? What is that? What does this mean? We didn't know and we didn't care. We had an absolute blast. We walked a couple more blocks to get to our bus to get to the airport and finally leave Houston. There are still so many things that are unexplored, and the area of ground that we covered is incredibly limited compared to the massive city. We're just going to have to come back. Thanks for inspiring us, Houston, and thanks for the good times. We got settled in the airport only temporarily. We were rerouted, had to go to a totally different terminal, and finally got set up again just to play some more Mario Kart before boarding the plane. Okay, so you'll just have to join us for our next trip, right? Be sure to subscribe. Thanks!